Welcome back to AI Signal and Noise. I'm Taylor, and dude, today's Thursday, which means we have some absolutely wild updates to get through. How are you doing, Morgan?
I'm doing well, Taylor. Let me guess. More world-changing announcements that we need to dissect and actually ground in reality? What's the hype level today?
Oh, it is a solid 10 out of 10. We are talking full duplex voice models, video games training actual robots, Grok 4.5, and Claude saving the day on email.
All right. Let's skip the small talk and dive right into the first one. What is OpenAI up to now? I heard something about them talking and listening.
Yes. OpenAI just dropped GPT-Live and GPT-Live 1 Mini. It is a brand new voice architecture that lets ChatGPT listen and talk at the exact same time. It's so cool.
Wait, listen and talk at the same time? Like a real messy human conversation where people constantly interrupt each other? Is that actually useful or just annoying?
No, it's totally useful. It is full duplex, meaning no more waiting for the little circle to spin. You can literally cut it off mid-sentence and it just adapts instantly.
Okay, that sounds neat. But isn't that going to make the actual answers super shallow? If it has to respond instantly, where's the time for deep thinking?
Ah, that is the genius part. GPT Live handles the immediate conversational flow, but it hands off the heavy reasoning to GPT 5.5 in the background. It is a dual system setup.
Ah, interesting. So it is like a two-tiered brain. The fast, polite talker up front and the slow, deep thinker working behind the scenes. How does that feel in practice?
According to the decoder, it feels incredibly natural. It keeps talking while gathering the deeper data. GPT Live 1 is live right now for Plus users, and free users get a mini version.
I mean, it sounds impressive, but I wonder about the latency. If GPT 5.5 is doing the heavy lifting in the background, is there a noticeable delay for complex answers?
From what I saw, it seems incredibly seamless. It bridges the gap with conversational fillers or immediate acknowledgments while the background model processes the hard stuff.
That's clever. It mimics human cognitive processing, where we start talking before we fully form the end of our sentence. Sneaky, but very smart.
Exactly. It's super spooky, but so cool. The API is coming soon too, so developers can build this into their own apps.
Well, spooky or not, we will have to test it ourselves. But speaking of things that are supposedly revolutionary, what is this about robots?
Right. So this startup called General Intuition is making waves. They think robotics is about to have its own chat GPT moment, and they're betting big on it.
Oh boy, another Chat GPT moment claim. Let me guess. They built a humanoid robot that can fold laundry but costs $1 million to manufacture?
No, actually, they are focusing entirely on the brain. They are training foundation models for physical AI using millions of hours of video game data.
Wait, video games? Why on earth would you train a real-world robot on Grand Theft Auto or Minecraft instead of actual physical real-world data?
Because real world data is super hard and expensive to get. TechCrunch reported that LLMs are great at text, but they don't understand how things move through space and time.
Okay, I see the logic there. Video games have built-in physics engines, so the AI can learn spatial awareness, gravity, and navigation in the simulated world.
Yes, exactly. The CEO says video games make better training data than the internet because they teach actual physical intuition. Hence the name, General Intuition.
It's a clever hack, but simulations are never perfect. There's always a sim-to-real gap. How do they plan to bridge that when a robot hits a real-world bump?
They believe the sheer scale of gaming data, millions of hours of diverse environments, will help the model generalize way better than limited real-world video ever could.
So instead of teaching a robot how to navigate one specific kitchen, they're teaching it the general concepts of physics and geometry through virtual worlds?
Precisely. It makes it much easier to build smarter robots with minimal real-world data. It could literally change how all physical AI is built.
Well, if it works, it could definitely democratize robotics. But I'll believe it when I see a robot navigating my messy living room using GTA physics.
Haha, fair enough. Let's shift gears to coding and agents. SpaceXAI just released Grok 4.5, and dude, this thing is an absolute beast.
Wait, Grok 4.5? Didn't we just get the previous version? SpaceXAI is moving fast. What makes this one stand out from the crowd?
It is a cursor-trained model designed specifically for coding, agentic tasks, and deep knowledge work, and it serves at a crazy 80 tokens per second.
80 tokens per second is incredibly fast, but speed is nothing without accuracy, Taylor. How does it actually perform on real, difficult benchmarks?
According to MarkTech Post, it actually ranks #1 on Harvey's legal agent benchmark. It is literally beating out everything else for complex legal reasoning.
Number one on a legal benchmark? Okay, that is actually highly impressive. Legal work requires extreme precision and zero tolerance for hallucinations. What about the pricing?
That is the best part. It is super cheap. It costs just $2 per million input tokens and $6 per million output tokens.
Wow, $2? That is highly competitive. They are clearly trying to undercut OpenAI and Anthropic here. Is it available for developers now?
Yes, the API is out. It is honestly wild how fast the price of intelligence is dropping while the speed is just skyrocketing.
It really is a race to the bottom for pricing, which is great for us, but it makes you wonder how these companies will ever make a profit.
Right? Like, the compute costs must be insane. But hey, as long as we get cheap, lightning-fast models, I am not complaining.
True, but long-term sustainability is key. Let's see if they can maintain these prices as demand scales up. What's our last story?
Okay, so our last story is a bit of a reality check. A ZDet writer tried the new Claude Cowork on their Gmail inbox, and it was a total lifesaver.
Oh, I saw that article. Didn't they try Gemini first? Since Gemini is literally built into Google Workspace, you'd think it would crush it.
You would think, right? But apparently Gemini totally choked on a nuanced research task. It couldn't handle finding specific pitches and quotes.
Wait, really? Google's own AI couldn't read its own email system properly? That is a pretty embarrassing look for Google's ecosystem.
I know, right? But then they plugged in Claude Cowork. It went through the inbox, found the exact pitches, matched the quotes, and even checked permissions.
That is actually incredibly useful. Email overload is a massive productivity killer. But how does Claude even get access to your Gmail? Is it safe?
Well, it connects via secure APIs, but you definitely have to trust Anthropic with your data. The ZDNet writer said it saved them hours of manual searching.
I suppose if it actually works, people will overlook the privacy concerns. It just shows that model capability matters way more than native integration.
Exactly. Just because an AI is built into the OS or the app doesn't mean it is the best tool for the job. Claude is proving that.
Very true. It's a wake-up call for Google. They need to make Gemini smarter, not just more integrated. The user experience has to be flawless.
Totally. If users have to go to a third-party tool to get things done, Google is going to lose that workspace dominance pretty fast.
Absolutely. It's all about execution. Integration is nice, but utility is king at the end of the day. Google has some catching up to do.
Well, that is all the mind-blowing AI news we have for you today, folks. It's been a wild ride of voice models, robots, and email battles.
Indeed. It's always a pleasure cutting through the noise with you, Taylor. Thanks for listening, everyone, and stay curious out there.
All right, that is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.